Hey, welcome back to Fact Finder. Get ready to embark on a journey through the captivating landscapes of South America where borders blur, oil flows, and history beckons. Today we're uncovering a tale as complex as the terrain itself, the Venezuela-Guyana border dispute. It's not just a map we're navigating, it's a story of geopolitics, riches, and the echoes of decisions made centuries ago. In the heart of South America, a long-standing dispute simmers between Guyana and Venezuela. This disagreement, which has its roots deeply embedded in the colonial history of the region, has been a source of tension and conflict for well over a century. During the colonial era, borders were often drawn and redrawn as European powers jostled for supremacy, laying the groundwork for the dispute we see today. Notably, the Monroe Doctrine played a significant role in shaping the early stages of this dispute. This American policy, which aimed to limit European influence in the Americas, had far-reaching implications for the region. It was against this backdrop that the 1899 Paris Arbitral Award came into play. This decision set the border between British Guyana and Venezuela, seemingly putting an end to the territorial tug-of-war. But as we'll see, this seemingly settled border was anything but. Fast forward to 1949 and a seemingly forgotten dispute makes headlines. A document, now known as the Mallet-Prevost Memorandum, surfaces indicating that the 1899 Paris Arbitral Award may have been unjust. This revelation breathes new life into the dormant disagreement, causing a resurgence of the issue in the 1950s. The media, both in Venezuela and internationally, played a crucial role during this period. Newspapers, radio, and later television became platforms for stirring up nationalistic sentiments. They painted a picture of a small, resource-rich territory that was unjustly taken away, fueling public opinion. This was not just a matter of cartography or historical justice. It was about national pride, identity, and the potential wealth of resources hidden beneath the Essequibo's lush greenery. The stakes had been raised, the lines drawn, and the world watched as a centuries-old quarrel was thrust back into the spotlight. This reemergence set the stage for a more formal confrontation. In 1966, the international community intervened with the Geneva Agreement. This attempt to find a peaceful resolution to the territorial dispute between Venezuela and Guyana was a significant milestone. The agreement, signed by representatives from both countries along with Britain, aimed to find a satisfactory solution for all parties involved. However, the Geneva Agreement wasn't a magic wand that instantly resolved the dispute. Rather, it was a framework for dialogue, a roadmap to peace that both countries agreed to follow. It set up a 4-year mixed commission to explore solutions and define mechanisms for resolving the dispute if the commission failed. And fail it did. Despite the Geneva Agreement, the border issue remained a thorn in the side of both nations. The mixed commission couldn't reach a consensus, and the dispute simmered on. Even today, over 5 decades later, the ghost of the dispute lingers. Despite the agreement, Venezuela's historical claim to Guyana's territory continued to resurface. Fast forward to 2015, and the discovery of oil reserves in the disputed region reignites the dispute. The Essequibo region, long a bone of contention between Venezuela and Guyana, now held a new allure: black gold, a treasure trove of oil. This unexpected turn of events fueled Venezuela's renewed claim to the territory with an intensity not seen in decades. As the stakes soared, the dispute caught the attention of the International Court of Justice. In 2018, the court was asked to step in, marking the first time in over a century that the matter was taken to an international tribunal. The court's involvement was a clear sign that the dispute had escalated beyond a simple disagreement between neighbors. The discovery of oil under the Essequibo soil didn't just spark economic interest, it ignited dormant territorial passions, rekindling a dispute that has spanned centuries. This discovery marked a new chapter in this centuries-old dispute. What's driving Venezuela's renewed claim, and what could it mean for the region? Well, the motivations behind Venezuela's recent actions could be multifaceted. On one end, we have the issue of national pride and historical claims. Venezuela's assertion of its historical rights to the Essequibo region can be seen as a matter of national identity, a way of rallying the people around a common cause. On the other end, there's the economic aspect. The discovery of oil reserves in the Essequibo region has added a new dimension to the dispute. The potential revenue from oil exploitation could be a game changer for Venezuela, which is currently grappling with economic challenges. The implications of this dispute extend beyond the two countries involved. It could impact regional stability, disrupt trade, and potentially lead to conflict. As we'll see, the international community's response to this issue is a factor to watch. How have other countries responded to this ongoing dispute? Let's take a look at some of the key players. The United States, a long-standing defender of the Monroe Doctrine, has often sided with Guyana. The British, as the former colonial power in Guyana, have historically supported Guyana's claim as well. Russia, on the other hand, has been a strategic ally of Venezuela, often providing diplomatic support. China, while maintaining cordial relations with both countries, has generally refrained from taking a definitive stance. Now let's talk about military activities and diplomatic efforts. While there haven't been any full-fledged military operations, there have been instances of increased military presence in the region. Diplomatically, these countries have often used their influence in international forums to shape the narrative. From UN resolutions to closed-door negotiations, international diplomacy plays a prominent role in this dispute. The international community's response could shape the future of this dispute. Where is this dispute heading, and what could it mean for Venezuela and Guyana? As we delve into the potential future actions, it's crucial to consider the possibility of military conflict. While it's a grim perspective, the stakes of the dispute, particularly the lucrative oil reserves in the Essequibo region, could push the situation towards a more hostile scenario. However, such a course could be detrimental for Venezuela. International support largely leans towards Guyana, and a military confrontation could further isolate Venezuela globally. It could also lead to economic sanctions, exacerbating Venezuela's already precarious economic situation. On the other hand, diplomatic resolution remains an option, albeit challenging. The involvement of the International Court of Justice in 2018 signifies an international commitment to peaceful resolution. However, the success of such efforts depends largely on the willingness of both nations to negotiate. The consequences of this dispute extend far beyond these two nations. As we've seen, the Guyana-Venezuela border dispute is rich in history and fraught with uncertainty. From the colonial-era borders to the rediscovery of the dispute in 1949, this issue has been at the heart of both nations for centuries. The Geneva Agreement of 1966 attempted to address the dispute, yet Venezuela's historical claim persisted. Recent discovery of oil reserves in the disputed Essequibo region has further fueled the fire, with Venezuela emphasizing its historical claims post-2015. The involvement of the International Court of Justice in 2018 added another layer to the unfolding drama. The motivations behind Venezuela's recent actions appear to be deeply rooted in economic implications and domestic politics. The international response, notably from the United States, Britain, Russia, and China, has been varied, with diplomatic efforts and military activities potentially shaping the future of this dispute. What are your thoughts on this ongoing dispute? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more content like this.